Từ. Ok, vô. Welcome to our presentation. Today we're going to talk about our life journey. The destination is Japan. Our group has 5 people. Trương Lê Duy Nhân, Cao Minh Quân, Nguyễn Hoàng Minh Quân, Nguyễn Hải Hoàng, and Trần Phúc Thịnh. The reason why 5 of us choose Japan because we very interested in Japan. Japan is the land of the rising sun. We very like the food, the view, the culture, everything in Japan. So in the future, we want to travel together ourselves. But before the trip, we need to have some preparation carefully. First, our luggage. Because Japan quite cold, so we need some warm clothes, jacket or coat, warm goggles, scarf, sneaker, and raincoat. And more important stuff for the trip is passport and visa, medicine, personal belonging, money, phone, and camera. Passport and visa is very important thing to travel to other country, so you just need to go to the immigration department of the Saikou police, prepare the 4x6 photo, ID card, any house visitation, fill in the correct and complete the information, and then take the appointment card to get the passport. Health check. Because Japan climate is different from Vietnam, so we need some health check to make sure that you okay to travel. Passenger need to be examined at the hospital that met the standard and condition recognized by the Ministry of Health and Department of Health. For the timing and booking, for the time we need to find the day that fit for our schedule and also the ideal time to travel to Japan. So here on the screen, there's some information about the flight we have found. More important thing we need to know is Japanese culture. Japanese culture is so important that we need to know so that we can avoid to do something bad. The thing we shouldn't do when going to Japan: living thief, speaking loudly in the public, mixed soy sauce with rice, blow your nose in the public, eating while walking, stunt while waiting, active open the taxi window, stick chopstick along the rice bowl. So we're gonna talk about Tokyo in the day one we go to Japan.
Okay. On the first day in Japan, at 6:45 a.m. we landed at Narita Airport. We get our breakfast and start our journey. We move it and arrive at KQH in Akihabara at 8 o'clock in the morning to deliver our luggage. And the total cost for 5 of us is 37,800 yen. We ate 5,530,000 Vietnam dong. After storing our stuff at the hotel, we then moved to the Neju's ride in 15 minutes by taxi and toured at the temple for about 45 minutes to 9:30 a.m. We then moved it for 15 minutes and went to Union Zoo from 45 to 11. After visiting the zoo, we traveled to Yanaka Old Town between 11:15 and 12 o'clock. And at the same day, we spent lunchtime at Yanaka restaurant. Then we continue working, shopping, and taking some pictures within an hour. Then at 12 o'clock, we return and rest at the hotel till 7 p.m. In the evening, around 7 o'clock, we go out and have dinner at Halai Yakiniku Panga for 1 hour and 15 minutes. The cost more than 12,000 yen, which is about 2,400,000 Vietnam dong. After that, we take a walk and do shopping around Akihabara until 10 p.m. And at the first place, maybe you don't know that the temple was built in 1705 during the Edo period. Nezu Shrine is one of the oldest towers in the Japan, located in a large, green, and extremely pleasant place for visitors to walk around. The reason Nezu Shrine call it the hidden gem of Tokyo is because it possesses its unique landscape and only few people know about. And the next place is Unyo Zoo. The place that entrance fee is 600 yen, about 120,000 Vietnam dong. It is the oldest zoo in Japan, which is opened in 1882. The zoo is located right in the Unyo Park. Ueno Zoo is one of the tourist attractions in the city. It attracts millions of people visit it every year. There are more than 400 species, 2,000 animals in a space of 14.3 hectares. And the third place is Yanaka. It is a small neighborhood located in the northeast area of Tokyo, just south of Nippori. It is famous for Shitamachi atmosphere, reminiscent of the old Tokyo, mainly because neighborhood is one of the few places untouched by the bombing in Japan, Tokyo during World War II. And we would like to introduce you that Akihabara is an area in Tokyo Chiyoda district known as the manga and game paradise, the world's most famous electric market. In the past, the neighborhood was home to many small merchants and later became the market specializing in selling vegetable, turbo, and fruit, with a large considered at the cultural center of Otaku and shopping district. Then we move to day two. I will introduce you some food at Tokyo, like the sushi you see on the last screen, like sushi, ramen, and shinjutsu. Okay, now we move to the second day of our journey. On the second day of our journey, we started at 9:40 in the morning and we arrived at the Naritaya around 11 o'clock for breakfast in an hour. We then went to Asakusa Park at 12:20 and have lunch and take stroll chill for 12:30 at the afternoon. After having fun, we went back to the hotel and rest for 2 hours. And that afternoon, we went to Tokyo Skytree for dinner, walking, shopping for an hour to 8. And on the screen here, Asakusa Hanayashiki Park. Its entrance fee is 2,200 yen, about 440,000 Vietnam dong. The park is known as a typical tourist destination of Tokyo, a bustling commercial district and a cradle of traditional art from the Edo period. Over time, display will still stand charming streets, old-fashioned shop, so it is a very popular place for foreign tourists when coming to Japan. As Tokyo Skytree is the tallest TV tower in the world, with a height of 634 meters, located in Sumida District, Tokyo. Tokyo Skytree was started in 2008. In May 2012, the tower was inaugurated and put into operation with a height of 634 meters. Tokyo Skytree has replaced Canton Tower in China as the tallest tower in the world, and it also the second tallest structure in the world after Burj Khalifa, Dubai.
So we continue with the third day. This morning, we will start going shopping at 7:15 a.m. to 9:50 a.m. Then we will prepare luggages to go to Chofu Hotel. Check-in will be occurred at 10 a.m. We will be at Chofu Hotel by 10:30 a.m. The cost for a room of 5 will be 2,700,000 Vietnam dong. From there on, we will rest and have lunch at 1:30. The main transportation to Gyeongbu Museum will be bicycle. Cost 200 Vietnam dong renting from hotel. The Gyeongbu Museum is a museum showcasing the work of the Japanese animation studio Gyeongbu. It is located in Inokashira Park in Mitaka, a western city of Tokyo, Japan. The museum combines features of a children's museum, technology museum, and a fine arts museum, and it is dedicated to the art and technique of animation. Studio Gyeongbu director Hayao Miyazaki designed the museum himself, using storyboards similar to the one he creates for his films. So it's the one of the most popular place for teenagers to visit. After 3 hours of playing at Gyeongbu Museum, we will return to hotel to rest, have dinner, and prepare to go to Tokyo train station. We will check in at 6:15 p.m., then call for taxi. Estimated travel time will be 30 minutes. The train starts at 7:10 p.m. and reaches Nobori-Betsu station at 8:40 a.m. of the next day. Day 4, we check in Takimoto Inn at 11 a.m. 107,000 dong per person and rest until 2 p.m. Then we'll walk to Hell Valley for an hour. After that, we'll reach to Nobori-Betsu Bear Park at 3 p.m. Capture some views and play with bears. Return to hotel at 5:20 p.m. Get a nice bath at nearby hot spring, then have dinner after that. Jingoku Dani or Hell Valley is a spectacular, appropriately named valley just above the town of Nobori-Betsu Onsen, which displays hot steam vents, sulfurous stream, and other volcanic activity. It is a main source of Nobori-Betsu's hot spring waters. From the valley, there are attractive walking trails through the wooded hills above Nobori-Betsu. Nobori-Betsu Bear Park is located atop Bear Mountain that lies in the deep forest of the Lake Kutara area. Brown bears are the largest species of animals in Hokkaido and were worshipped by Ainu, the native Hokkaido people, as the god. There are approximately 2,000 brown bears in Hokkaido. and the number is reported to be on the decline. Farming, observing, and studying of brown bears started in October 1958 and recorded a major success. The numbers of bears are now over 60, from only 8 at the beginning and happily ever after the way they live now.
So on day 5, we will have breakfast at 7 a.m. After that, we will check out Takimoto Inn at 8:30 a.m. At approximately 10:30 a.m., we will arrive and check in at Peso Inn Sapporo. The cost for a room of 5 will be 2,160,000 Vietnam dong, which is 10,800 yen. We will have lunch and take a nap at the hotel until 2:10 p.m. We will arrive at Nakajima Park. We will spend our time jogging around the park, paddling around the pond, and feeding the ducks with some bread for about 2 hours. Later on, we will return to the hotel at 4:10 p.m. to rest and prepare to go to Sapporo Beer Museum at 6:15 p.m. We will also enjoy some Hokkaido delicious specialties for dinner for 1.5 hours. After our dinner, we will return to the hotel at 8 p.m. and end our day. So Nakajima Park is a great place to experience the seasons, from the pond and important cultural properties to the concert hall and astronomical observatory. The park offers a lot to do and see. It is also a perfect place to take a walk. The park is full of joggers, people walking their dogs, and people relaxing in general. So here are some Hokkaido famous food: Hokkaido ice cream, taramba candy, and unidon. So on day 6, we will wake up and have breakfast at the hotel until 9 a.m. We will go cycling for about 20 minutes to Hokkaido Shrine Mikado, the largest shrine in Hokkaido. We will take a stroll around the shrine area for an hour. At 10:25 a.m., we will prepare to travel to Odori Park. At 10:40 a.m., we will visit Odori Park, located in the center of the Sapporo. We will ride a bike around the park and enjoy the park scenery until 11:30 a.m. At 5 p.m., we will return, have a small walk, eat a light meal, and rest at the hotel. So Hokkaido Shrine Mikado is a religious center of locals, and many festivities and rituals are held in this sacred place. You can pray in the shrine for good fortune and then take a stroll to admire the natural surrounding. The park, the Odori Park, stretches about 1.5 kilometers over 12 city blocks and offers pleasant green space during the warmer months. With its development promoted by the growth of the city, the park will later turn into a relaxing space focused for visitors. At 5:45 p.m., we will travel to Sapporo Mount Moiwa roadway and arrive at about 6 p.m. From 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., we will ride the roadway to the observation deck on the mini cable car. At 7:20 p.m., we will ride the cable car again to head back to the roadway within about 35 minutes. Finally, we will head back to the hotel by taxi at 8:10 p.m. and end our journey. So Mount Moiwa is one of the several small forested mountains southwest of central Sapporo. The mountain is a popular sightseeing spot that is known for the spectacular view out over the city from an observation deck and its summit. The entry fee is approximately 1,800 yen per person, or 1,800,000 Vietnam dong. From there, a rather unique mini cable car travels the rest of the way to the upper station at the summit, where there is an observation deck and restaurant with nice views out over the city. Once we arrive, we will enjoy the starry sky and beautiful night view of Sapporo.
On the 7 days of the trip, we will get up early than usual. At 6:30 a.m., we will have a breakfast and pack up to fly home. Then at 7:30, we will check out, leave the vessel in Sapporo Hotel and walk to Nakajima Koen Station. It takes 5 minutes to walk to Nakajima Koen Station, then we move to Sapporo Station. As soon as we arrive to Sapporo Station, we will begin our journey to Narita International Airport. After a long journey of 8 hours and 10 minutes with 3 stops respectively, including Hokuto 18 Limit Express, Shin-Hakodate Hokuto, and Hayabusa Tokyo, finally we will return to Tokyo and arrive at Tokyo Station at 4:10 p.m. When we arrive at Tokyo Station, we will take a taxi to Narita International Airport. This taxi ride takes an hour to travel. After an hour moving, we arrive at Narita Airport at 5:10 p.m. We will rest and eat at the airport for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Then we will take a flight back to Vietnam at 6:55 p.m. The flight duration is 4 hours, and this Japan tour will end when we arrive at Tansunyak Airport at 11:45 p.m. And finally, we have come to the conclusion of this trip. This is the part we talk about the cost of this travel. The cost of traveling by public transport for the trip is 70 million and 761,000 Vietnam dong. It's really big, isn't it? Regarding the living expense of individual and group, Saikou is estimated as 90 million Vietnam dong. Did we spend too much money? Next will be the overnight rental fee at the hotel. We plan to spend 5 nights at Saikou in Akihabara, Takimoto in Noboribeshu, and finally Vessel in Sapporo Hotel. Estimate the amount to pay for 5 nights will be 18 million and 480,000 Vietnam dong. And finally, the total cost we will pay for this trip is about 155 million and 500,000 Vietnam dong. We will have to work really hard to earn enough money. The presentation is long enough. Thank you for patiently watching until this end. Goodbye and thank you for watching.